Still weird hearing his voice there. What? Okay, identity revealed? Is that... I'm actually feeling so bad for Tarlok. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to Korra episode 11. Now, the last episode was just heartbreaking, seeing Lin lose her bending. Just thinking about it, I think it's just shocking for me, in the sense that they've gone and taken away the bending of a very prominent character. It makes it feel like anyone can lose their bending now. Before Lin, you had just a couple people. You had some crime lords, you had the bullies at the stadium, you had Lin's police force, but now it's actually touched a character very close to the main group. It makes it feel like you could take the bending away from Mako, Bolin, maybe, I don't know, Korra would be very difficult to do, but like Tenzin is like the one that I'm most fearful for now. But yeah, in the end of the last episode, Tenzin has left and he's gone to be with his family and sort of stay safe. So that is good. So at least he's out of the city, but he is planning on coming back. So concerned. Korra is in hiding technically and just trying. I hope that she's just being patient and that she's forming a plan to take down AMON, because that is what she just needs to do. She can't punch this guy. She has to think about how to solve this problem. And we've started to see her do this with other things. So I'm just hoping that she can come up with a brilliant plan to finally take him down. But yeah, then we also have the ending where we have this united forces coming to help, and it's led by General Iroh, who is Dante Basco voice actor, and it's Zuko, and like, it's just, the ties in there is blowing my mind. It's obviously related to Zuko, I would assume grandchild, considering how old he looks. But I just love that it's named Iroh, and they've got Zuko's voice actor in it as well, and that they're the head of this army. So I cannot wait to see how that does play into this now, because it opens up the conflict. It's no longer just in the city, it's now the world coming into the city to deal with Amon. That's how big of a threat he has become. So I cannot wait to see how this all plays out, with Korra having to formulate a plan to take him out, and also the world now coming to get him too. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in.
Glorious day, my equalist brothers and sisters. Amon has torn down the tyrannical bending government.
Okay, so he's fully won, yes, because yeah, everyone left in the last episode, councilman people gone.
And he has the Avatar on the run.
Oh dear, at least they didn't take down the statue. I'm okay with that-ish, but they've got to get the mask off. At least that's easy fix.
No longer exist, and we will live in a world where everyone is finally equal.
How are you going to make bending not exist?
Their way right now to try and stop that dream, but we will prevail.
What is the how can you make bending just not exist?
Can you believe, Hiroshi? The Avatar's on the run. I'm not running for—
Don't be provoked, please.
Let's go back up there and knock some heads.
No.
General Iroh's coming with an entire fleet of battleships.
Yes, please.
I hate this being patient stuff.
Why? You were so good at it when you had to escape Amon and Tarlok.
You two were gone a while.
We were doing reconnaissance.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Welcome back!
Ah, the homeless guy. Okay, but yeah, Asami and Mako, that stuff is still happening. I need her to get closer to Bolin then, because she feels a little distant from the rest of the group with just being Mako's now a strained girlfriend or distant girlfriend.
We got benders and non-benders living together down here. But do you see us fighting? No, sir.
Lovely.
Figured out how to harmoniously coexist.
You are a wise and noble hobo.
How long has this stuff been going on? Because they seem to be fine during the age of Aang. So when did all of this begin?
It's so crazy. A few months ago, I was in the South Pole practicing for my firebending test.
It only has been a few months. Wow.
We didn't even know each other then. And now, I can't imagine my life without you in it.
Just get together already. It's so obvious.
I think you're pretty incredible too, but you already knew that.
I just feel bad for Asami.
I should probably try to get some sleep.
Me too.
Not going for it? Okay. Don't want to hurt Asami. Maybe you can have a friendship there. This looks so dystopian with the blimps over the skies and everything.
You will now be cleansed of your impurity.
What? Just an innocent dude? Right. Is he doing this to literally everyone?
Next.
Next? Oh dear. And the White Lotus, come on. How come you guys have gotten so useless? So he has gotten, so is he just doing that to the entire city? I feel like that's going to take a long time, and then what can he's still said that they want to do it to the rest of the world. That feels like it's going to take a long time.
Once the United Forces arrive, we need to be ready to help in any way we can.
They're here.
Oh. Okay, excellent. But now what can you do? You can't just start firing on the city. What can you do?
Amon had to know we were coming.
It's so weird hearing his voice here.
Wait a second. Where are the Equalist airships?
They know they're coming, so what's the plan? Can you signal them to, like, stop or something? What's the plan? What are they gonna do? In the ocean? They got mines down there! Can you survive? How'd they get the mines down there? Waterbenders, maybe. Tanks, maybe. They did have submarines. Okay, no, it's fine. Great, so they have those now. Are you gonna blow your cover and like, oh no, you need to stay hidden, but I guess you do need to help.
What is that sound?
What? There's another sound? Not just explosions? What's coming? What's happening? What is it? Planes! They do have planes!
Where does Hiroshi find the time to keep inventing new evil machines?
Oh dear. Okay, they have biplanes. That's actually happened now. Okay, so is this just this is more advanced stuff? Gone from blimps to planes. Oh, and he's actually piloting one. That's pretty cool. He's not just the inventor, he'll actually go out and do stuff. This is bad. This is really bad. Do you have anything? Do you have anything to combat this? And they're abandoning ship. What can you do? Has he already won against this stuff? Now I can see why he has a good chance going against the rest of the world. He does feel competent with all the inventions that he's got.
Incoming!
Oh dear. They are making such short work of these guys. I mean, this would be a great time for her to start glowing and doing stuff like that. I don't think it's gonna happen though. Oh! One down? How'd you do that? Okay, so you have fire cannons. Great. Love to see it. Don't feel like it's fast enough and accurate enough to deal with these things, though. Okay, letting people see you. Oh, nice. Come on, this is so close to doing Avatar stuff. No, okay, no, never mind. Ah! Good. You're so close to being on Avatar level power. How come you haven't glowed yet? It's the spiritual stuff. How can she activate the spiritual stuff? I feel like the power's there, though. This is a really good shot, but it's horrifying seeing how quickly these guys have lost. Is this what it's like for the world to go against Amon? Can the world seriously not deal with him? Oh! Zuko, no! I won't! Oh, dear. At least you lived. Or maybe. I feel like the camera wouldn't still be on him if he died instantly, so. Be like your relative, I'm gonna say grandfather, because I'm just gonna assume, who survived the pirate explosion.
Avatar Korra.
Still weird hearing his voice there.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, all of that's just been destroyed. Great, so no help anymore. Now I need to come up with another plan or whatever.
But not these new high-speed aircraft.
Every time we think we have an advantage, Amon outsmarts us.
What else? Well, okay, there's gonna have something else coming, aren't they? They wouldn't just reveal the planes now. They've got something else in the works that they haven't revealed yet.
A second wave of reinforcements is on the way, but I need to warn them.
Yeah.
Do you still have a way to get a message out?
I know just the man for the job.
And who is the recipient of this top secret?
Oh, amazing! You have okay, good. You have talents.
Tenzin's brother?
Yes. Bit of a wild man, but the bravest commander you'll ever...
Tenzin's brother. More Aang family.
Do not approach city until you receive the all clear.
I hope they get that.
The airfield must be somewhere over this mountain range.
Everyone get ready. We leave at dawn.
Okay, great. Now I've got to do... Okay, at least you got a plan. You have a plan. That's good. Hopefully you can be a good influence on Korra. Just having this guy make plans and then she'll be there to like listen to it. Maybe she can learn how to do those type of plans.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going with you tomorrow.
Why?
I'm sick and tired of hiding from Amon.
Gotta be kidding.
It's time I face...
No, it's not. It's not.
We need to stick together.
I'm not waiting for him to hunt me down.
Please don't.
My gut's telling me it's time to...
Don't listen to your gut. Your gut's stupid. Follow the plan.
This is not a mission you should be handling alone.
She won't be.
Don't encourage it. No.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, I do.
I'm not on board with this. Don't do it. Sami.
My grandfather would respect the Avatar's instinct.
Grandfather, so... Okay, that is how you're related then. Amazing. Because it could have been like a grandnephew. It could have been some relation. Because it's thrown me with the Iroh name. I would have thought Zuko would name his son Iroh. Then grandson, he wouldn't have control over that name.
Amon is a nasty dude. Be careful.
I will.
It's gonna end badly. I have no confidence in this at the minute. I was hoping... There's not a plan. She's just going in how she did with Tarlok, and look how that ended.
I'm sorry things got so messed up between us.
Are you?
But whatever happens today, I want you to know how much I care about you.
Just break up.
I care about you too.
There's no heart in that whatsoever. When are you gonna just make it officially and break up? Because it's clear that these two are gonna be together now, isn't it?
Good fortune and success to you, valiant heroes.
Lovely. Okay. Still, no confidence in Korra and Mako, and they're going against Amon. Don't think that's going to work at all. I'd be surprised if it did, because she's doing the exact same thing as Tarlok. She learned to not... Well, yeah, and then she learned to think things through. Now she's not really thinking it through. She's just going with gut feeling and instinct.
You need to get into the temple. Then, when he returns...
We ambush him.
I like that they haven't destroyed anything. Like, all of this cultural stuff. At least they have respect for that.
What are you two doing here?
Oh, it's Mustache Man.
Amon wants extra security at the arena today.
Arena?
The arena?
Why? That place was destroyed.
We'll be there, sir. I know another way in.
Okay, at least he left you alone. But that guy still needs to be dealt with. They have secrets? Ooh. I'm assuming the kids put that in or did something there just to have fun.
We're not alone up here.
Ah, great! He's coming in back.
Don't suppose you're here to rescue me.
We had no idea you were...
Why are you kept separate from the rest of the councilmen or prisoners?
I'm the only one.
Why are you special?
And what makes you so special?
Thank you.
I'm Amon's brother.
Huh? What? Okay, identity revealed? Is that...
Amon is from the Northern Water Tribe. He's a waterbender and a bloodbender.
Wait.
Just like I...
Okay, this is a lot of information very quickly. So he's not a non-bender?
Not until after he captured me.
And took
How
your
did
bending?
your brother end up...
I still don't know if that's did that.
It all began with my father, Yakone,
Okay, more on this?
and underwent surgery to change his appearance. He assumed a new identity, settled down in the Northern Water Tribe.
Okay.
That's where he met my mother, a warm, caring woman.
I'm surprised Tarlok is so open with this.
I was born 3 years later.
Oh, okay, so...
Noatak was a good name.
Okay, Amon's name is Noatak. I'm surprised it's being revealed this way.
You better shape up or you'll be out here in the cold all night until you get it.
Lovely. Great parenting.
He just needs time.
Don't talk back to me, son. Ever.
Lovely.
Brother wanted everyone to be treated fairly and equally.
Okay, so that's where it started. My head's still spinning from this.
Told us his true identity and that he was once a bloodbender of rare skill.
Okay. Of rare skill, so there were other bloodbenders that didn't have that rare skill?
It was declared illegal thanks to that coward, Katara.
So she did get it outlawed.
You boys have this power inside of you, and I will teach you
Okay, so it's a family trait. So his parents would have had it, and I'm guessing connected to Hammer.
to learn your destiny. You two will become bloodbenders of the highest order.
Feels so creepy and ominous. The music is so good here.
You will claim Republic City, and you will destroy the Avatar.
He's gonna use his kids for revenge.
That is your purpose in life.
Oh no.
He secretly trained us in bloodbending.
Great.
We kept the truth from our mother.
Lovely. Family secrets. And oh dear. So this is Amon. This is young Amon doing this.
Toughen up, Tarlok. You'll need a thicker skin for this.
I'm surprised that they look so much like him as adult, or at least Tarlok looks like him as an adult when his whole face is plastic surgery.
Very good.
We haven't seen Amon's face yet, so is it actually scarred? What happened here? Like what? Oh dear.
Taught us to bloodbend any time, without the need of the full moon.
Yeah, that was a taught ability. And let me guess, multiple at the same time? Yeah, okay. Oh, at least we're seeing the, like, Arctic wolves. I guess these are the things that Sokka's face paint was from.
I had no stomach for manipulating helpless animals.
Yeah,
My brother, however...
Am I meant to feel sympathy for him right now? Because he's still, like, do I feel sympathy for Tarlok? He's a nut job, but, like, now I'm feeling a bit sorry for him, seeing his upbringing.
...his psychic bloodbending technique by the time he was 14.
Psychic bloodbending. Oh, so yeah, this is without doing any of the hand stuff. So this is a thing. That is a thing. Great. And the joy in his eyes. Lovely. So this is Amon. So how, okay, but he's hidden all of this for so long. This could destroy him.
That's the way it's done. That's what you need to strive for.
Just realized, he's telling all of this to Korra. If Korra exposes this, that he's a waterbender and a bloodbender, that could destroy his entire movement.
Something changed in Noatak over the years. The loving brother I once knew became cold and detached.
I can imagine with how he's being raised. He's being raised as like a weapon, a tool. Tools don't have emotions.
And one day, he made us bloodbend each other.
I hate this dude so much.
No attack. Go.
I mean, how is he meant to do anything? The other guy can do it psychically. I mean, you don't even have to, like, from my understanding, you don't have to cause pain. You can just immobilize someone. This is just mean and cruel. I'm actually feeling so bad for Tarlok.
That felt awful. I don't want to do that to anyone.
Oh, yeah, oh dear. What is the dad gonna do? Because he can't bend.
I'll teach you a lesson, you insubordinate.
Stay away.
And he snapped. Okay.
Dare you bloodbend me?
Well, you can do anything.
What are you gonna do about it? You're the weak one.
Ah, yeah, lovely.
I always say bloodbending is the most powerful thing in the world, but it isn't. The Avatar.
Okay, this is so contrasting in my mind of what Amon is.
What could be more powerful than that?
I made you what you are.
The eyes. Ugh.
We're your sons, not your tools of revenge.
Actually snapped. Okay.
You can run away from him. Forever.
But what about Mom?
Yeah, so what can you do?
He's right about you. You are a weakling.
Oh. Okay, so that means... Ah! Okay, so your dad has gotten to him quite a bit. And he sees things as weak, and that's how he wants equality.
My mother was never the same after the loss of my brother.
I can imagine. Yes, that's bad. Great. This is so, like, traumatic and awful. Oh, dear.
With Noatak gone, his hopes for revenge withered, and he passed away a few years later.
I'm gonna need, like, a time to... Oh, he passed away. Okay, so he passed away. So he is dead. Now I'm going to need so much time to, like, process all of this stuff. This is a whole lot of information done from a jail cell.
I am truly sorry for all that I did to you. I thought I was better than my father, but his ghost still shaped me.
Do I trust him?
But I think Amon truly believes bending is the source of all evil.
Obviously, from that story, yeah. So that means yeah, he has no scar on his face, does he? That's a lie.
I later recognized it as my brother's bloodbending grip.
You can actually recognize the individual type of bloodbending? Ugh.
I don't know how he does it. Then again, I've never encountered a bender as strong as Noatak.
Oh yeah, so how, like, so he's using bloodbending to mess with the taking away bending. So oh wow.
This whole time, Amon has been one step ahead of us. Finally, we have the advantage.
Yes, plan.
Expose him as a bender in front of all his supporters.
Yes.
We could take away his true power.
Thank you. Good.
Undermine this whole revolution.
Brilliant. What are you gonna do with him?
Thank you for your help.
I still don't fully trust if he's got his bending taken away or not. We never saw the finger touch his forehead.
Defeat him. Put an end to this sad story.
Okay, if your story is to be believed, I think you are trustworthy. Then I know. Okay, he is. Oh dear, he's done very well as a character. Oh, why'd it end there? Okay, that could easily be one of my favorite episodes so far. Just seeing how much that did and how I'm like I'm gonna need so much time to process how much this flips around both Tarlok and Amon from, like, what I just thought of them. I just add so much to them and puts them in such a different light. Like, Amon, going from, like, a non-bender villain, so kind of a shame that that isn't the case. I would have thought that would be such an interesting concept. But I guess this is still, for the most part, he's been a non-bender villain. I'll give him that. He hasn't really used his bending, apart from taking away stuff. He's still kept to just not bending whatsoever. So I will give him that. He still kind of fits into a non-bending ideal, and plus the whole supremacy thing, that does work, and the equality stuff. So yeah, I'm happy, I'm fine with him, like, I guess, having these abilities now. I don't think it takes away from him being, like, a non-bender villain, but, like, it just is so, like, I'm just wrapping my head around all this stuff. So he is also Hakon's son, so that is the connection. He is a bloodbender and a waterbender as well from the Northern Water Tribe. The same tribe as Korra. So they have a lot of connections there. I like a lot how they're connected. That they all come from the same place and they've all ended up like different, so that's cool. But yes, that means Amon's whole thing is built on a giant lie. That is his weakness. For all this time, he's been such an unstoppable villain because of the people behind him and his support. They truly believe in what he's doing and they fully trust him. This would absolutely destroy him. This is perfect. I'm actually happy that now I mean, I don't like the motivation to go and do this, but like her just wanting to go and stop her and end this and fight him, basically. I'm not happy with that, and I'm happy that it did come to something different, that she has now got a plan. Yes, she used her gut to go and do something, and it was basically to do what she did with Tarlok and to confront Amon, but it's different now. She's found information and she can do a plan. So all she needs is to So yeah, this is kind of good. When Korra doesn't have a plan, it's not like she's going to just quit. She's not going to sit back and not do anything. When she feels helpless, she's still going to fight. Here, that's what she was going to do. She felt helpless hiding, but she still wanted to fight. She cannot stop herself from fighting. But when she does have information and a way to defeat her enemy other than just fighting, she will then use that. So I am happy with this direction now. It isn't just her rushing into a fight, she's actually going to use this information. Okay, now I've got so many like weird thoughts about the whole bloodbending aspect of this. So, Hakone, evil guy, wanting to take revenge on Aang, that was his whole thing, had 2 sons and was going to use them as weapons. He trained them awfully and raised them awfully. I'm surprised the mum didn't really notice it because she seemed like a lovely person. So I'm surprised that she didn't notice how her sons were turning out, or wasn't at least worried about it. Like every time they go off for a hunting trip, they seem to be getting worse. Just, I guess, emotionless. Yeah, so that's really spun around both Tarlok and Amon. So Tarlok, he was a very good evil character, just very villainous and slimy politician, all of this stuff, wanting to be seen as the hero for what his father did, and just ending up exactly the same as him. Adding in this tragic backstory makes me feel so sorry for him, and it does flip how I see him a lot. He's no longer just the evil villain who you can love to hate. He is now one that I can actually sympathize with and actually connect with on a human level, that he's gone through all of this awful stuff, and it makes his story a lot more understanding and deep. Like, there's so much pain in his childhood that it's honestly impressive that he was able to make something of himself as a councilman and actually try and do good. He has actually impressed me in there. Through all of his upbringing, he actually wanted to stay and do good. That is impressive and quite insane, frankly. I do trust him a lot now. I feel like he is a good guy. I'm really hoping that this doesn't bite me in the butt, but I actually trust him. But it makes me wonder why he slipped like this. I'm guessing he tried so hard to be good and try and push away his family history. So it wasn't just that his dad was a nutcase, but because his brother abandoned him as well. That is what he was fighting all this time to like sort of suppress that pain. And when Korra comes and confronts him and try and destroy everything he's built, that's when he snaps and goes a bit nuts as well. And that's when he fully ends up like his father. And yeah, he didn't have a plan for it. He had no clue what he was going to do because he never really considered it. He wanted to be good this entire time. I actually feel so bad for this man. Wow, this episode, I think, yeah, this episode is easily one of my favourites from just how it flips around him. But yeah, then Amon. So trying to get inside this character's mind and just what's going on there. Definitely feel sorry for him, for his childhood and upbringing, but that doesn't, he's different with Tarlok because he's actually gone full down the path of evil, and I guess his father kind of, no, he obviously hates his father, that's definite, but everything his father did to him made him want everyone to be equal. He wants to eliminate bending entirely so that no child, I guess, has to go through the same upbringing he did. That's what he wants. So his cause is kind of a little bit noble from the motivation standpoint alone. He's only doing this so that no one has to share the pain he felt from having the curse of bending as he sees it. But I'm honestly surprised that he didn't go with the original story. Why didn't he start this movement on the basis that he was abused as a child through bending and that he was raised like this and wants it gone and wants to eliminate it from the world? He has the ability to take it away, and he could probably take it away from himself. I feel like he could have still created a strong movement there, but it'll be interesting to see why he lied about it. It feels like they could have easily had him do the truth, but then he would be completely unstoppable, because then his followers would know it. Right now, the only way to defeat him is because he lied about it. It would have been more difficult for him to use the truth, yes, but I still think he could have gotten away with it. Hakone being his father, first off, that would have made people not like him at all. Then when they hear what he did to him, then they'll feel sorry for him. I think he could have easily used that. It's definitely, the only way he can be beaten is if he had to lie. If they didn't lie, I think he would be unstoppable, and I think he still would have ended up where he is with the amount of followers he has. But I love what this opens up in terms of like connection with everything. So you have Korra, born in Southern Water Tribe, Tarlok and Amon both being from the Southern Water Tribe, and both of those two also being brothers, and that just how that connects the entire conflict, because we have both of these two on the extremes of Tarlok being bending supremacist and Amon being non-bender supremacist, and how that just has exploded in all of this. It is a tale of two brothers, and like Korra is almost caught in between. It makes that interaction in Tarlok's Lost episode so much more interesting now, because that explains how he was able to resist Tarlok's bending, because he is a bloodbender and he is far stronger than Tarlok. Okay, oh damn, this raises so many questions for me. Like the blood bending and the taking away bending. How does that work? Is that what Aang did? Did Aang, there's either Aang had some level of blood bending because of course he was able to water bend, so maybe he could on a very basic level blood bend, but only in terms of taking away bending. And then that is how they do it here, and blood bending and take it away. Or there's two forms of it, being Aang can do it spiritually and it has a connection to the spiritual stuff with the whole lion turtle thing. And there's also a way to do it with blood bending. So there's two ways to take away bending. But I also love the connection of how AMON has discovered this, because obviously Aang took Hakon's bending away. And then that's obviously what Hakon told AMON this. I'm going to forget his real name. I'm going to keep calling him AMON because that's the most I know him by. Yeah, Hakon told young AMON this, then young AMON figured out how to do it through bloodbending. That is like an insane level of dedication as well. Like the psychic bloodbending is insanely powerful. Like not even like the Avatar can bend psychically. That is so cool. I honestly want to see more benders be able to do that. Of course you had, I guess, combustion bender. That was kind of, but I think not quite. They could bend the air in front of their forehead, and they could heat that air and create fire from that point and then shoot it. I don't know how connected that is to psychic stuff, but I feel like that is the closest to what is happening here. Yeah, it's insane how much I guess all bending has developed over time then. So not only the main four and metal bending has developed, but even blood bending has just gone so far in its evolution and progress. So going from Hama, who discovered it, bending rats to escape prison and then using it as like a puppet master, to now having it to being able to use it whenever, not even on a full moon, and use it psychically, and not even have to move to bend someone's blood. I mean, it's insane that the bending form that's least used has grown the most. Makes me wonder, if you outlaw like earth bending and no one can use it, would that then suddenly explode in its evolution? Do you like move a continent like Kyoshi when you're not even an avatar? Yeah, then okay, looking at the start of the episode then, that was also pretty insane with the fact that the United Nation force, army, whatever, lost incredibly quickly. So looking at that battle plan that they had, they wanted to use the army, bring that in, and then take on Amon. But Amon had stuff prepared. He had a secret weapon, being the planes. But we also know that they have more troops coming. I don't think the planes are the only secret he's got up his sleeve. I definitely think he's going to have more. He would not reveal the plane, like his last secret thing, now. He would reveal that for the Avatar, because he knows that she's still powerful, she's still out there, and she's going to be his biggest threat to deal with. He's got to have something prepared for her. So it's insane that they already have planes now, and that's cool, and they have those type of war machines now, but you just know Amon is going to have something else up his sleeve that Hiroshi has made to one-up them yet again. And then I guess the other thing is the whole Asami, Mako, Korra stuff. That's being dragged out a lot. I feel like Mako and Asami's relationship has been dead for a while, yet it's still being dragged on, and it's like, it's on fumes right now. Just end it already. It's obviously going to be ended in the next episode, in the final, and he's going to be with Korra. That's so obvious. There's no way they can sort of not do that at this point. I guess they could just all be friends, but it doesn't feel like it's going there. If they could all be friends, then they would have done that from the start. He's going to end up with Korra. He's going to break up with Asami. All I want is for Asami and Bolin to become better friends. Hopefully in the next episode, being the final, we can see Asami. There's Zuko and Iroh. I'm going to end up calling him Zuko a lot just because of his voice, but I know his name is Iroh. So forgive me for that. But you have Asami, Iroh, Zuko, and Bolin going on a mission. Hopefully that is a good opportunity for Asami and Bolin to get on better terms and be closer and just be friends. Because she needs someone else to connect to. For the longest time, she has basically been Mako's girlfriend. That's basically been it. She hasn't had a strong connection with anyone else. And now that that relationship has ended, she has no one else to sort of connect to with the rest of the group. So hopefully that she can just connect with Bolin in the next episode. But yeah, this episode definitely easily one of my favourites with just how it flips around the villains here. Tarlok and Amon just completely flipping them on the head, being a kind of sympathetic and not just pure, fully out evil guys. I mean, it's so conflicting in my mind, just everything I've thought of them at this point and just how much this turns it all around. It's absolutely insane. Whatever's coming, I know I'm not prepared for it. To begin then, this episode was really good and I enjoyed it a lot, which is kind of surprising to me because looking back, it's basically the first half of it is a very major loss going into a flashback, and that's the entire episode. Normally, I don't feel like I'd be a fan of that sort of thing, because not a lot gets done. You're mainly looking at past. It's filling in information rather than actually having stuff happen, I guess. But I'm surprised in just how much I did enjoy it. So I think the structure is just something I didn't expect, but it was done quite well, because this is the episode before the final. This is where I think things should start getting much more intense and like things start happening like a lot. But Korra as a show, I feel like we've been in the final since Tarlok went nuts, and that was a while ago. And that was when, when he got revealed as a bloodbender, that's when I think the final started. You had that, then you went to Korra escaping him, reuniting with Tenzin, Lin losing her bending, now here. Feels like all of those episodes have been included into the final, which seems quite insane to me. It's not like they have the final separated to just 1 or 2 episodes right at the end, because the final has been happening across like 5 episodes now. Yeah, then looking at Korra, I am very happy with her direction here. She is going back and forth in sort of her progression, but I'm fine with that. When she had to think through her plan and her problems, when she had to escape Amon and Tarlok, that was basically because it was the most desperate thing she could do. She couldn't fight. She had to get away. I think if she could fight, she would have. But she had to. She, like, physically, she would have died. So it's good that she did escape there. But it's also like one of her major things. So I imagine she is going to go back and forth on this sort of journey, because I doubt it will be over so quickly. This is something key to her, that she has to always jump into fights, something integral to her character, that she is this strong-headed individual. She's not just going to suddenly flip and just always think through everything and before jumping into a fight. So it makes sense that she would see this situation, get bored and get tired of waiting, and want to go and take the fight to Amon. She doesn't see an alternative. She doesn't see a plan that can be in place for them to take him down fully. The plan they were going with was to take out the airfield. That's not technically going after Amon and dealing with the larger problem. That is going to allow another wave of the army to come in and try and help. That's not taking out the problem that's now affecting so many people. So Korra has to do something, even if she doesn't have a plan for it. But I do like that even though she did do that, she found a way to come up with a plan here. She got information, and now she can bring down everything. She now has a way to destroy the entire movement and not just Amon. His entire thing is built on a lie, and all she has to do is let that truth be told. Of course, the followers probably won't believe him at first, so she's going to have to try and make him bend, either blood bend or water bend. One of those, that will destroy the movement. I'm just so glad that she has found a way to do it, and that she has done this intellectual side of thing rather than physical side of thing. She has thought of it, and now she has something that she can do to combat the idea rather than the man. Yeah, then Mako, so he is, he's a mess. Mainly just his relationship things is just a little annoying. And like the way he's treating Asami, it's like he still thinks that they've got a good relationship going. That's nuts to me. How can he possibly think that? He's clearly swooning over Korra. They're obviously going to end up after this. And the fact that he can't see it and he still thinks he's in a relationship with Asami is just nuts. Like, his connection to the main plot right now is to just be with Korra. He's seeing her as vulnerable, so he wants to go protect her, because that's like his big brother sort of role. He does that with Bolin. He wants to protect Korra because he's seen her so injured, so he wants to help. And he can't let her do it alone, because he thinks that if she goes alone, the same thing will happen like last time, and she'll come back injured or worse. So I will say that he doesn't have the biggest connection to Amon and the villains. That's mainly for Korra. And again, it's him and Bolin have the weakest sort of connection to the overall plot. I think the main thing going for them is that Amon destroyed their livelihood, their home, their competition, but that hasn't been emphasized. And I would prefer if they just said that they want to go after Amon because of everything he's taken from them. That hasn't really been said, but it's more just assumed. So it's pretty clear where he's going to end up at the end of the show, and it's with Korra, trying to think of what other character stuff can go on with him. I don't know what development this character has to do. Maybe he can understand. His major faults are that he always blames other people. He doesn't take responsibility when he does stuff wrong. We saw that when he kissed Korra, he blamed Bolin basically, which was just unbelievably idiotic. And then when Asami confronted him about the kiss, he even blamed Bolin again. So it's his lack of accountability, and hopefully that could be something they do in the final, where when he does eventually break it off with Asami, because that's obviously going to happen, he can actually take responsibility and say that he destroyed the relationship. I'd be so happy with that. But then Tarlok, this episode flipped my thoughts on him so much. Like, going from the slimy politician to the insane bending supremacist that wanted to just basically had this insane savior complex over the city, considering the reputation of his father. Going from that and this idea that he's like a complete nutcase, and actually just thinking of him as a great antithesis to Amon, being the opposite extreme, to actually feeling so sorry for him, seeing his upbringing. Like, the abuse he must have gotten from his father, because we saw like a little snippets of his training. That must have gone on for years, since he could learn, since our dad knew that they could bend. It's insane the level of pain that was filled with his childhood, and then not only getting that from his father, but then also his brother abandoning him. It makes me feel so sorry for him, and it adds so much detail to everything he's been through thus far. It's honestly impressive how much he clung to wanting to be good, and actually trying his hardest to do that sort of stuff. And it makes it almost sad that how he failed. Like being abused like this, going on to go to Republic City from the Northern Water Tribe, move there, actually climb the steps of democracy, becoming a councilman, taking a seat in the highest office of the city, wanting to make it a better place for everyone. I would assume everyone. I don't think he would be like Amon at this point, but just wanting to be good and make himself be better and do good to sort of take away from the effect his father's memory has on him. Then having Korra come in, mess everything up, and basically push him and make him snap. And I'm almost wondering if she made him sort of become like his father. Like, what happened there? The rise of Amon brought out, I guess, maybe memories for Tarlok. He didn't know it was his brother, but at least it would have seen the effects of this sort of ideology, seeing the threat to bending when, I guess, he just wants to see good. So he saw it as an opportunity to be good and to be a savior, and it was this desperate chance to sort of finally overcome what his father's reputation was, to finally make a name for himself, that he could be good, that all his work could finally pay off if he takes down Amon. Korra comes in and destroys it. Yes, he was going a bit off the deep end with how desperate he was getting, but Korra comes in, destroys it, and he snaps. Like, the fact that he actually apologizes afterwards is pretty great. I'm honestly almost loving his character now. This episode's done such a tremendous job at taking him from an insane psychopathic tyrant to a misunderstood, sympathetic abuse victim who's got a savior complex, who's trying their hardest to overcome the memory of their father and his father's reputation. Still, though, not quite sure if he has his bending or not. I'm still hung up on the fact we never saw Amon touch his forehead, and now this information that they're related. I don't think Amon would have done it. I don't think that happened. I really don't think it happened anymore. I feel like the more information we got now is more proof to me that he still has his bending. But I do think he's trustworthy, and he is, maybe that if it does mean he still has his bending, he's choosing to stay in prison. But then if he doesn't have guards, maybe that's the reason why. Amon didn't station guards there because Tarlok could bloodbend them. I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't think he's out of the fight yet. I think there's going to be some stuff happening with him, especially now that the main villain is his brother. He's definitely not done. And I think he does still have his bloodbending. Yet then Amon, this adds so much to him as well. So I am definitely not disappointed that he is no longer the non-bender villain. I thought that was an interesting concept, and up until this point, he basically has been. He hasn't used bending once that I knew of. Of course, the taking away bending that we now know is a form of bending. It was bloodbending. Up until this point, he has used his actions and words to gain his side. He's basically been a non-bender. Of course, it is all a lie, but if you swapped him out with an actual non-bender who had the same ideology, the same movement, the same made-up past, or just if that his past was true, and maybe you just couldn't take away bending, he'd still be a formidable villain. Because Amon hasn't gotten to this point because of him taking away bending. He's gotten to it because of just getting the movement started. He was a thing before he started taking away the bending of people. So this reveal doesn't take away from him being a non-bender villain, but it almost adds to him. He hasn't used his bending out in the open sort of once, like to fight people, I guess. So he's gone head to head against the Avatar without bending. Yeah, so now we have like so much information on him, and it's just so insane to think that it's been done so quickly. Like, we basically have everything on him because like we knew nothing up until this point, absolutely nothing. And it just seemed to get piling on more questions. We've basically had every answer here in such a short amount of time, and it's insane to me. It's blowing my mind. So not only is he the bloodbender and all of this stuff, which explains how he was able to resist Tarlok's bloodbending, but also able to, I guess, take away others' bending, when he's also the other son of Hakon, the crime lord, who abused his children, raised him to be like a tool and a weapon for revenge, so there's no love for this poor child, and now has grown up to hate all bending and want complete equality because of what his father did to him. He's definitely a villain, but it makes him a far more understandable one just from this alone. Yes, his movement had understanding with the inequalities in the city, but this makes you understand him more individually, now that we've seen what he's actually gone through. Like, you can clearly understand why he'd want bending eliminated completely from seeing what his father did to him, because he doesn't want any other child to go through that. He doesn't want them to be used as a weapon because of their ability. And he sees that if they no longer have the ability to bend, they won't have to experience what he experienced. But now it does make me wonder what could be his final end result. He wants all bending to be gone, but he will still have bending. Can he maybe bend his own blood to get rid of his bending? Is that like a thing? Can he do that? Otherwise, he's just left in a world without benders and he's still able to water bend and blood bend. And I'm assuming he'll probably feel worse. But I think this show's done an incredible job with this villain. And he is so deep and complex. And it honestly feels like he can take on the world right now. He has been a non-bender up until this point, and it feels like he could have taken on all of them. Taken on all the nations. They have shown him to be nothing but capable, and this has just added so much to him and so many layers to how he has ended up here, and it's also exposed a massive weakness and finally a chance for Korra to win and to finally a chance to stop all of this. And it makes it clear that she wouldn't have been able to do it on her own. She is not like Aang, where he had to fight to defeat Ozai. Here, Korra wouldn't have been able to do it without Tarlok and without this information. It's almost like the family itself is in this sort of destructive cycle. Her cone has destroyed his children and his chances of revenge for how he raised them. Now, Tarlok is the one who's basically taken down Amon with sharing this information with Korra. Yeah, looking at Asami and Bolin, I definitely want to follow their little story in the next episode and just see what they can do in the airfield. I want them to get a better dynamic. It's obvious that her relationship with Mako is dead and over, but she needs something to still gel with the group. For the longest time, she has just been Mako's girlfriend. Then she had a bit more connection in her episode where Hiroshi got discovered, but that made her more integral to the plot. I wouldn't say that made her gel with the group as much as I thought it did now, because it still is. That episode was fully about her, but it doesn't develop her connection with Bolin. Mainly did it with Korra. Now that everything has come out about that relationship's kind of just, again, it's dead as well. She's not going to like Korra, because Korra is now basically dating her boyfriend. The only one she can really connect with is Bolin, so I'm just hoping in the next episode when we get to see the airfield, whatever's happening there, we get to see her and Bolin get on a better relationship, and those two can become friends, and that is how she can fully mesh with the group. Yeah, then Iroh, Zuko, I'm going to have... I know his name is Iroh, but I want to call him Zuko because of the voice. Love the character, he's great. So he's grandson of Zuko, which does make me wonder like how he ended up with the name Iroh. I would have thought that Zuko would have always named his child Iroh. Like no matter what, I can see him passing that name on. But then this guy obviously was Zuko's child's child. So what made that child want to name their child after Iroh, who they probably didn't know because Iroh was kind of up there? I mean, maybe out of memory and stories that Zuko passed on to his child, then that child named their son Iroh out of respect. But I just love how this character works and how different it is to what the Fire Nation was. I love the hopeful and sort of optimistic and good feel from this person. Like all the Fire Nation from Avatar felt quite dark because of what Ozai had done to the nation. Now this feels so much different. This actually feels like it's a force for good rather than what Ozai had made. It feels like they really have undone their nation's stuff. Considering, I need to know what like this is part of. Because obviously he is the general of this united military. So I'm guessing that's all the nations involved. That itself just shows that the Fire Nation is on a better track, that they are working with the other nations. I think this guy is a good representation of what the Fire Nation must be like now. Like, he doesn't feel evil or, like, bad or in any way. He doesn't even feel like Zuko being all grumpy and moody all the time. He actually feels positive. Now, I can't wait to get more on this guy and just seeing what he is like in the next stuff, because, again, it's another connection to one of the old gang. Because, of course, we've seen Sokka, we've seen Toph in Aang and Korra, we saw 3 of them in the flashback. Katara we've seen actually in the flesh, but we have not seen Zuko yet. So this is our connection to him and what his memory is like and what legacy he leaves in this world. As for what's next, I feel like they've set up this final so well. Just seeing how we have finally got an answer to how Amon can be defeated and how his idea can be defeated, but also in how that they've shown benders and non-benders living together as, I guess, on the run people underneath the city. So they've got that solution. The solution's there to the bending, non-bending problem. People are working and living together in the city and working in harmony. That problem has been answered right underneath the city. So already they have that ready to go when they get this ideology out the way and defeated. But we also have a lot of other stuff building up. So yes, we have Amon who now has a window to be defeated and people can come back and be good and the whole ideology can be defeated. But we also have Korra herself and her development, spirituality and airbending. We haven't had a lot on it recently because of just how much there's been going on with the main plot and the world. But all of it came down to freedom. I feel like they're definitely going to do something with it because it's the final. This is where everything sort of happens. So maybe I might think that they should have done a bit more, because I'm assuming that she's going to get airbending and spiritual stuff in this final episode. And I'm almost thinking to myself now, maybe they could have done a bit more leading up to it. But it all depends on what they actually do in the final. Because like my main thought now is it could feel a little abrupt, considering everything we've seen The major point of development was just taking a back seat from things, being patient, and meditating in the box, and that was a while ago. So it'll be interesting to see how she's able to get airbending and maybe spirituality, avatar state, all of this stuff in the final episode when it has been a bit in the background recently. That is definitely what I'm expecting in the final. I'm expecting her to be able to airbend, to actually get into the avatar state, to connect with the spiritual side of stuff, to actually unlock the stuff that she has been developing for the whole season. It'll be very interesting to see how they do it, and I can almost see how, considering you can't really fight Amon. Maybe you do have to do some kind of spiritual weirdness to battle him and take down the ideology. Can you sort of heal his mind and what he's been through spirit stuff? Can that be how she does all of this? Like airbending, that's avoid and evade. Maybe that can be how she takes him down and gets him to maybe bloodbend. If he can't land a hit on her because she's airbending, then he has to bloodbend. That would expose his entire thing. So I'm so looking forward to see how this all does end up with everything Korra has been through and just the plot in general. I can't wait to see how they do balance out this insanely large story with the very personal story of Korra and her journey. Yes, overall, this episode was amazing. Absolutely loved everything that it did. The opening fight scene was great, and just how overwhelmingly the defeat for the good guys was, and just the armada that felt so hopeful in the last episode got absolutely decimated here. You also see Amon get more advanced with war machines being brought in with planes and new things. Honestly, I do think that they're going to have more to come. Don't think planes is going to be the only thing. That'd be kind of dumb to reveal this big secret, the latest thing, only for the Armada, when you still have the Avatar to deal with. Definitely think he's got something else up his sleeve. And then having the actual story revealed about Amon and Tarlok was done so well and flips the ideas of the villains incredibly well to make them so much more deeper, to layer them more, and to actually create sympathy there. Where you actually have these villains that are so hurt by their father and the memory of this guy that that has built them. That they are here because of it. And it honestly makes it so sad to see whether I actually feel so bad for all these two people, just knowing what they actually had to go through to get here. Yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. And with that, I will see you in the next one for the season final. See ya!